after that fun, you guys can now sit down. Alright, that was just an activity to show that AGS is actually a family. It's not just a club. It's not just what you do to get to that level, which is called the four-year university. It's not just something you do to get that transcript notation. In AGS, it's like a family. You come here, you can depend on others. You can depend on your neighbor. You can, if you need something, you can call them up. I need something. Can you help me? And they do. This is the place where I have grown for the past 1.5 years. And this is what has made me what I am right now. This is also the club. This is also the club where I met the great mentor who used to do this activity once every semester in this room. And then he would also do this at the banquet. He's actually retired now, but he might be coming back in winter. His name's Professor Green. I did this exercise because what we're going to get into is kind of serious. So it's because I want to give you a lot of information, which is hopefully going to be helpful to you. So if you want, you can take out a paper, pen, something that you can note down information on, maybe tips, notes, that might be helpful to you. And in the middle, when I'm speaking, if you guys have any question, you're more than welcome to just raise your hand, shout out the question, just ask me, and I'll answer it when I can. Okay? It's not like where I'm just going to lecture the whole time. I also acknowledge and encourage feedback. So if you guys have something to say to me, feel free to do so. So what we're going to get into is how to apply to UC. What does UC stand for? University of California. Correct. What is it? Who can tell me what it is?
4-year.
Thank you. It's a 4-year university where most of us should be hoping to get into, to transfer from SMC, because SMC is kind of too small, kind of like a what you call it, a room, and UC is like a house. So I would definitely want to get out of the room and go into the house. So it's kind of just an analogy. You can laugh if you want to, nod, it's okay. So SMC has the courses that need you to prepare you to get into a UC, a 4-year university. Now, SMC is not all about education, or getting into a club just so you can get that transcript notation. Getting into a UC requires much more. It requires physical development, mental development, how you grow, how you've grown in the past years, how you were when you were 3 years old, how you were when you were 7 years old, how you are now, and how did SMC affect you and what it gave you to be what you are now, and how you can help UC and its systems. Transferring to a UC right now, when we want to transfer from SMC, we have one thing in mind. We need them. We want to go there so that we can become what we want to be in the future. Like, I want to be a magician, so I had in mind that I need to go to UC to become a mathematician. Don't have this thought. Have the thought, they need you to be there. That you are going to affect what happens at UC for the 2 years or 3 years that you're there. With that thought is how you're going to grow. And and what you're going to become. So they look for that. If you can show them they need you instead of you needing them, they're definitely going to say yes. And that's what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the application and some steps of how you can get into it. Hopefully the internet is fast enough. Alright, so the website is University of California.edu/admissions. So this is a straight link to the application. So you can just go straight there. Alright, now what you see on the top over here is links. These links all have information which you can use to better prepare yourself for the application and how you're going to input the information in the application. So the one link that I recommend really highly for you to read is how to apply. So it has basic information. It just touches the surface. It doesn't have everything. But you still have the resources, like if you need help, you have questions, you can always call them, or you can do more research on the website. Everything is over there. The main point is what to have when you're applying. When you're doing your application, what do you need? One thing you need is transcripts. Have your transcripts ready. Like, they don't have to be official. Like, you don't have to go to the admission lab and get the official transcript. Have an unofficial transcript ready. Know what classes you took and what grades they were. Because they want appropriate information. You don't have to be perfect. Like, there's going to be times where you might have taken Economics 1, but then you put in the system that you took Econ 2. You can go ahead and change that later, even if you submit it with that mistake. You don't have to worry about changing it after you just submitted it. You can do it later. You don't have to worry much about that. The second thing that I want you to look at is transfer. Transfer is for SMC students, community college students, all the community college students going into UCs. So for you, since you're in SMC, you would be transferring. You would be going in as juniors, what we call over there as third years. So you would be going as third years because you've already done the first year and second year over here. So those are all the GEs. Yes?
Pre-major is still SMC GPA, and then after you finish...
No. As soon as you start UCLA, your UC GPA. They would put you into your pre-major for the first quarter. So you would be in pre-major for the first 3 months over there, but your GPA would be 0. So basically, by the time you reach December, you would not know what your GPA is. So at the end of December, whatever grades you get, that would be your GPA. Yes?
So if we're applying to, let's say, some type of grad school and they want your undergrad GPA, do they average SMC and UCLA, or is it just UCLA?
It's just UCLA. So you don't have to worry about what your GPA at SMC is. It would just be a UCLA GPA, because once you transfer, you would have, if you got your associate arts degree from SMC, you would have that, but then the SMC GPA doesn't count anymore. They wouldn't take it into consideration. They would only consider at what your UC GPA is. Sorry. Alright, another thing is how applications are reviewed. Most of us are worried that I will not get in because I do not have certain extracurricular activity or certain class or certain requirement completed. You do not have to worry about that. There's something called equal opportunity. All the UCs consider all the students to be equal, so you would be the same. What they're going to see is what you did, not what you did not do. So they're only going to consider your admissions on what you have accomplished and what you have done. You do not have to worry about something that you have not done and someone else has done, because that student might have not done something that you did. So it's equal opportunity. You would not know if you're going to get in or not until you actually put all your information in and apply. So you cannot be pessimistic about it that I'm not going to get in because I do not have a certain thing. Don't worry about that. Everyone has an equal chance. Okay? And so let's get into admissions. I actually made up an application today morning. I just started one so I could show you guys as an example. So on the admissions page, you go here, apply online. And you can create a new account over here if you already don't have one. You should already have one by now. It's October 3rd, so you should have already gotten one when they open October 1st. Because the point of having application open is that when you create an account and you have started the application, it's going to encourage you to fill out the information. So the faster you fill out the information, the more time you have to review it. Because the more you review it, the more corrections you're going to make. For example, like an English essay, everyone has to take English 1 and English 2 at SMC. So all the English professors over here make you do first draft, second draft, third draft, and then final draft, and then you finish it. But why do they make you do this? So that you can perfect it. You can make it as close to perfection as possible, because nobody's perfect. So they make us do corrections so that we can improve on what we have done. That's the same thing with this application. You want to fill it out as much as possible in one sitting. You don't have to do it all. Do it as much as possible, and then the faster you finish it, the more you'll be able to review it. The more you review it, the better it's going to look. The better the presentation is going to be, because you're going to furnish it. You're going to set it all up so that it looks really good and has everything, all the information that is necessary to be there. Okay? Okay, so